What's good, Gokuna Nation? I hope y'all slept well. I'm pretty sure I did. I got a fucking midterm in... What time is it? Shit, like 2 hours. So I guess right now would be a good time for me to just wind down, loosen up a bit, and just give you an honest review about what I thought about this chapter. You thought the shit I posted at 3 a.m. half asleep was an honest review? Pretty much my main thoughts on this chapter is that it's kind of interesting for us to move away from Sukuna for a bit. We've seen Sukuna fight Gojo for 13 chapters. He laid him out, rest in peace. And he also, took out, Kashimo in 2 chapters, rest in pieces. But I think this is a very good turn. Unlike what I see on the majority of Twitter, I think there's a good turn for Gege to take because, we've seen too much of it. Yuji versus Sukuna is currently happening. Well, not currently in the events that we're seeing, but Yuji versus Sukuna is going to be happening. Like, we know that it's up next. So I think right now it's a good time to pull back and see the bigger picture for a little bit. See what Kenjaku's doing. Something that kind of piqued my interest is the fact that Yuta still hasn't been in, action for a long bit, right? Normally I would be, because I gas up the Yuta fraud agenda. You guys know all this. I'm a Yuta fraud, pusher. But, truthfully, on my honest opinion, Yuta is cooking. Yuta's cooking. We're going to see something crazy. Kenjaku said that Yuta has second best energy output, curse energy output, which obviously the second, or obviously the first, rather, is Sukuna. Sukuna's the first, clearly, because he's the strongest. With Yuta in such a turbulent position, in his, current location being unknown, which likely he's still with Maki watching the fight, I still remember that exact panel. I'll put it up on screen, maybe, if I find it. If I don't, enjoy this funny picture. But I think what's going to happen is, since Yuta has a clear role to play, reverse curse technique on Gojo, I think that ship has long sailed. I think it's time to just lay Gojo to rest. I see a lot of cope on Twitter, unless the 6 size binding vow was a thing, but that window also kind of passed. Yuta still has a role to play in this, and it's clearly told to us through the author, through a character. So, Yuta's not going to get off screen. Yuta's not going to get he's not going to cower away. He's not going to run away. He's clearly here for something. He's clearly not stepped in for a reason. Yuta is important. Seeing Kenjaku acting up on the back lines, right? And now his Takaba fight showing up. First of all, I'm going to keep my expectations low for Takaba because I was in the Kashimo glazing community, and KO Breeze kind of set me up for that. I'm never letting that happen again. I'm keeping my Takaba expectations low. If he cooks up, I'm be pleasantly surprised. But if he doesn't, then, it is what it is, to be honest. But it's fine. I do believe, however, that the fight for Sukuna, this current, placement, it's clear that Sukuna is not the final villain. I think what's going to happen is the Sukuna Shinjuku Showdown arc is going to end with the Culling Games ending and then the merger starting. And then that will take us to the final arc with Kenjaku being the final villain. Or at least I hope that's what they'll do, because that seems like pretty properly structured. But with Gege, you really don't ever know. So, basically to summarize, I think that Yuta, right now, he is cooking. But just, you gotta put it on simmer for a bit. You know what I'm saying? He's there. He's cooking. But, gotta let Hikari go in first. Let him run the ones. Anyways, that's all for today. Honestly, personal ranking, I think it's an 8 out of 10. This is a very good chapter for us to see, what Kenjaku's doing, what his plots are, him reiterating his plan just to remind those in the back for it. It's an excellent chapter. It does no wrong, really. Obviously, some Yuji fans, me included, we're kind of disappointed not seeing our GOAT in action, but that's fine. That time will come. We know that time will come. Just put the stocks in. Stay hydrated. Everyone have a wonderful day, and peace.